Another story, but this will be far brief.
Yes.
Far more brief. Miller, my daughter, wants to play NRLW, and she's trying to get an edge. So they do that Bronco run. You know that Bronco run they do?
Which is like a fitness drill.
She was running second in the Bronco, and she said,
Just
Dad,
explain it for our listeners.
So I think it's up to the 20 back, up to the 40 back, up to the 60 back, I think you'll find.
From the try line. Bang,
Yep.
bang, bang.
She said, I want to improve my Bronco run. I said, okay, well, why don't you, over the Christmas period, do it every day for 3 weeks, but make it even harder. Instead of just going up 20 back, 40 back, 60 back, every time you go up to the 20, 40, 60, hit the deck.
Hit the deck.
If you come back and you've done that 15 times when no one else has, a lot of people will regress over Christmas, you'll be in for a peach of a season. So she said, you know what, Dad, I'm going to do it. I said, I'll come down and just do whatever I can, nowhere near what you can do, but I'll make sure I'm there with you every single session. So it comes to Christmas Day, and I just assume we're having the morning off. She said, Dad, it's Christmas Day. Doesn't matter. That's part of the 15 days. We're going down to the track. I said, okay. I love that you're saying that to me. So we go down. This is about 7 o'clock in the morning. And there's one person there only, one sole person at the track, and they are ripping right in.
Shane Richardson.
He was there earlier.
Okay.
Adam Gee.
Adam, the referee.
Referee Adam Gee. So I thought, holy dooly, who's this bloke scorching the turf? He was the only person. So this is after refereeing, which many would say the greatest refereeing performance of all time in a grand final.
Pretty good. Top 5.
And now we fast-track, Brian, NRL News. So he clearly wasn't complacent. If you're up at Christmas Day, 7 o'clock, on your Pat Malone, mind you, training his backside off. Well, Adam Gee has been dumped from round 1 of the finals that a lot of people are calling mind-boggling.
I agree.
Can you believe that?
I can't believe he didn't get a start in Origin 1. Like he was the after the grand final, and as we know, everyone was glowing because we didn't hear from him. He let both teams go. We had the great finish. But I thought he would be the front runner for an Origin 1.
But to get the grand final, he was also the best referee up until that time.
Correct.
And I don't remember this year any glaring mistakes where he'd been in the media for a howler or a shocker. Do you?
No, neither do I. I don't know. And he referees the game a bit like Bill Harrigan. The bigger the game, he sort of lets it go. Like, you know how Bill used to get that?
Yep.
Like, occasionally he might, with that play the ball, not playing the ball with your foot. That was a bit of a crackdown. But generally in Origin, generally in semi-finals and grand finals, Bill would let the game go. I think he bases his game off that. I don't know why.
Have you met Adam Gee?
I have not met the G-man.
Mate, I've met Adam Gee, and quietly spoken, humble, very likeable. I've got my own conspiracy around this.
Hey, sing it, sister.
Yeah, sister, sing. My conspiracy is this, and referees are very resilient humans, and they are so good for a game, and I take it my way to never bag refs.
Yep.
I just refuse to do it because in each and every game of rugby league, there are so many mistakes by the players.
Yeah.
The referees are human. We're never going to get perfection because they're human, and the list goes on, right? We're not robots. So I'll never bag the referees. But in relation to Adam Gee not getting a start, I feel as though referees are so conditioned to only really hearing bad news. It's a hard vocation to get a pat on the back. Do you agree with that?
Yep.
Right? But Adam Gee has come through, good-looking young fella, confident young fellow, refereeing the socks off. For the first time, I think, almost in the history of the game, we've seen people waxing lyrically about a refereeing performance.
Yep.
I reckon it's a jealousy thing. I reckon people are uncomfortable with the fact that the crowd have got around him, and that's the only thing I can ascertain.
Well, are we able to ask referee boss Graham Ennersley this?
Well, no, but
he's
so
the
many
boss.
people are talking about it.
I know, but he's the boss.
Yes.
He gives out, like he does all
Tony Danza.
Yeah.
Who's the boss?
So can we ask, is that, how he comes on a Monday?
Yep.
And he talks about the howlers and all the bunker issues. Are we allowed to say, excuse me, Graham, what is the reason behind G not getting a start?
If Billy Slater named the Queensland side and with no explanation, Daly Cherryvon's out, there'd be a queue of people saying,
correct,
Billy, tell us why.
Yeah.
Why? Just tell us why. If he's not in the side, why?
Well, Graham Ennersley, I'd imagine, saying the other 4 referees are in better form. Yeah, that's the vanilla.
Okay,
that's the vanilla explanation.
That may be the case. Okay, well, that's fine. Okay.
Are we allowed to do this? Can we ask Graham?
We can. I want to move on to this next thing. Brian, what would the NRL be most paranoid about? And I spoke to Kirsten the Beaver about it. Coming into the finals, what are they most paranoid about?
The bunker making a decision. that costs a team a victory
So do you think?
or takes away.
Do you think the very tops at the NRL are more paranoid right now about the referees on the field or the bunker?
Bunker.
The bunker. Okay.
Bunker.
Riddle me this, Batman. And I was agitating for this midway through this year. Last year, this stage of the year, same thing happened. This week, Brian, we have only 4 games. One game's on a Friday, one game's early on a Saturday, a late Saturday, and then we've got one game on a Sunday. We have got 4 different video refs. 4. We've got Grant Atkins, Chris Butler, White Raymond, Ashley Klein. Grant Atkins, Chris Butler, White Raymond, Ashley Klein.
Sorry, and how many of those 4 referees, the video referees, are actually refereeing in the semi-finals?
I think 2. I think Grant Atkins and Ashley Klein.
So,
but where I'm going to here is, right, if this is the number one concern for the NRL, why do we not already know the 2 front runners to referee the grand final, right? And if we know those 2 already, right, why does one not do Friday and the late Saturday, and the other one does the first Saturday and the Sunday? Then we've got 2 of our best video referees, not only front runners for the grand final, but they know their sole participation, if at all, in the grand final is to be part of the bunker. They've got 2 high-pressure games to get their head around it. We get more, consistency.
Yep.
And then next week, if you're still uncertain about it, you go, okay, take 1 each. Or if you're not uncertain about it, the one who you think's a clear front runner, you take 2. The next week, take the 2 again, take the grand final. Isn't that so obviously clear what we need to do?
Yep.
Do we need to have 4 video refs
No.
who there's no even certainty that any of those 4 will actually be the video ref on the grand final day?
4 different referees, 4 differing opinions. Could I suggest this? And now I don't know how taxing being in the bunker is. Could the G-man do all 4?
Well, it only comes down to whether can you do the double header, right?
Could you do it? Because I don't know how taxing it would be sitting in there watching 2 games.
But you can certainly, I mean, a lot of people listening who are lifting bricks for a day and doing all this sort of stuff, I'm sure you could do at least 1 game per day. So you could at least do 3.
Yeah.
And then next week you could clearly do 2.
And then that way, the referee and the video referee could build up a bit of a rapport and get to know each other's the way they referee.
But isn't that so obvious?
Very obvious.
We've got 4 different video referees for
Brooksy,
week
can
1
you
of the
get Graham
finals.
Mennersley on the line? We'd like to speak to him.
But is that...
Or Bill Harrigan.
Mitchie and Brooksy, right? Tell me if I'm wrong, but is that not such a clear-cut offering that just has to happen? Like, seriously, if we don't know who the front runner now, we can't have a race of 4, really, for the video ref for grand final day this laid out. You've got 9 games left only. You're going to go 1, and then once they all have 1 game each, we're down to 5 games only. It's the number one problem and concern, I think, for the National Rugby League. And as I said, I am never bashing referees. I understand what they do for the game. And like the video refs and the referees and the players and the coaches, they're all entitled to making mistakes. The fans at home, we all sit at home and go, that's wrong. And then we get proven that we were actually wrong ourselves. So we all get it wrong. But this is just, in my opinion, ludicrous that we've got 4 different video referees this close to a grand final when it's the number one concern, which I would think for the National Rugby League.
Yeah, the concern I have is, what you said about Adam Gee. Why isn't he one of at least the video referee? Or is he hasn't got the experience?
I don't know.
Because you've got Ashley Klein who's going to referee and then go back in the box. And Grant Atkins as well. Chris Butler probably as well.
You know what? You've now got me nervous that I'm wrong on this because for him not to be a ref or a video ref, I need to double check this. I need to double check
for the G, Adam Gee.
Yeah, surely he's playing a part somewhere.
Well, okay, maybe he's not.
Do you mind checking that for me, Brooksy? Because
Dom,
it seems so wrong that I must be wrong.
Is Adam Gee? This is a question for you, Dom. Is Adam Gee rostered on to do nothing? Not even in the halves. Go, Mitch.
He's on standby. So
he is the
backup. He's the backup for, I believe it was Roosters Panthers. So he'll be called in if there's a hamstring or something.
Okay,
gotcha.
so realistically for Adam Gee, who was the number one referee in the competition grand final day, provides the greatest grand final we've ever had. We've never had a referee be so, lavish with praise from the public to them. And he not only is he not in the top 4 referees, he's also not even in the top 4 bunker. So he's not in the top 8 people to be involved in the game.
Well, someone from the NRL, can you please call in? And it'd be great if it's Graham Annesley to explain why Adam Gee's been dropped.
Yeah, and if you've got a valid reason, that's fine, but just let the people know.
He reffed on the weekend, actually. He reffed against Manly and Sharks. Was he the referee Manly and Sharks? He was.
Was he?
And it was another fantastic game.
Yeah. Now, if there's a reason why, please tell us. And if I'm wrong, people, if we really need this close when it's a major problem and obstacle, if we need 4 separate individual bunker people just 4 weeks out from a grand final, just 9 games, 5 games after this week, I must be just seeing the game completely different. That's my 2 bobs. 1300 01 1170 or text 0457 736 736. Brian, I'm just climbing back off my pedestal.
Yes.
I'm coming down.
Soapbox, I call that.
Where's that 4 on? Can you just?
Yeah, I'll click in.
Can you just prod it into me, that 4 on? I need to de-stress.
Put your head down. Put your head down.
Sorry. Now that's a 6 iron.
No.
It's a 6 iron, Brian.
That's not a golf club, my friend.
No. Must have been the pitching wedge. Roosters to crack open the war chest. Ooh. Oh, hang on. Oh, Roosters cracking open a war chest.
War chest.
Foxsports.com.au losing major players heading into 2025. Kiri, Jared Waihira-Hargreaves, Manu Swali'i, and then injuries affecting them. Walker and Smith, the most notable. Wishart and Ben Hunt. Mm-hmm. The names being thrown around to replace Smith at hooker. Should the Roosters want to open the checkbooks? Well, you know what's interesting here?
Won't be them. Won't be those two.
Won't it?
Won't be Ben Hunt or Wishart because this is that.
It's been leaked out.
Looking at my eyes. Looking at my eyes. Looking at my eyes. Bang. Burton. Looking at my eyes. Looking at my eyes. Looking at my bang. Munster.
Moses.
It'll be someone. Yeah, Moses.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just politest 101.
Yeah, it's 101. Oh, there we go. Boys, what do we think of these names being thrown around? I mean, please, do the Roosters even need it? They got Watson there, who played for New South Wales at hooker.
Yeah, it's all right. We need backups. We need someone to play New South Wales Cup.
Mm.
I've heard the Moses rumour, and
you started the Moses rumour.
I did not start. I started the other rumour, but Cobbo is the latest name to be thrown up coming over to the Icebergs.
Oh, that screams of Justin Hodges, the Broncos centre.
Yep,
comes down. Yeah.
Well, he, that first year, he ended up in reserve grade.
That's right.
Sticky just said, nah, get into reserve grade. Came back pretty handily, though.
Yeah, absolutely. When you think about it, the Stick, he did all right with that team he's got.
This year?
Yeah. He needed a draw, like just one result goes his way.
Yeah, he would have been disappointed with the thumpings they got.
Yeah, but they make cattle.
True.
Cattle. There you go. NRL News update. You can save 50% on Bodie's powders at Chemist Warehouse. After the break, we'll take your calls. 1300 01 1170 or text 0457 736